All right, you guys want to talk about Fallout 76?
I know nothing.
Okay, so Max knows nothing. Oh, hang on. Should I do the intro now? Should I do the intro first, and then we can talk about how little everyone knows?
Yeah.
The intro.
Oh, shit, Zaya. Way to sound excited.
I'm already stressing about what I'm going to say.
Oh, God,
when
no.
you say my
I'm
name.
not going to say anything. I'm just going to stay quiet.
Okay, all right. Now I don't even want to do the intro.
Do it!
Okay, okay.
Fucking get pumped!
Hang on, I gotta raise my power level.
You just
So
blew out my
that
speakers.
took some commitment right there. Yeah. How do you need some? Do you need a drink after that one?
I was gonna either keep going, but then I didn't want to get like what the fuck is he doing down there? And then she comes down in the middle of it and she ruins everything. I also didn't want to stroke out, so that's why I stopped. All right, we're gonna do it. We're doing it. You ready? Ready? Okay. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is Angry Porto here, aka Take It So, aka Clancy, aka Too Many Goddamn Nicknames. And joining me again today is my boy Tiki Taco.
That's who I am.
Maximus Vaginus.
That's not who I am.
No, and the nervous Zaya Z, not Zed.
Nervous.
She's like, why the fuck did you call me out? I'm not nervous, fuck you.
Stage fright.
Stage fright, stage fright. So yeah, we're going to be talking a little bit today about the Fallout 76 panel at Quakecon. I think it was yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. Well, so today's Sunday. This video is probably going to go live Monday or Tuesday. So a couple days ago. Whatever, doesn't matter. So
Timestamp.
Wifey just texted me, are you okay? Yes, babe, just raising power level DBZ style. She'll get it. She'll get it.
Cause she's cool.
Yeah, she cool like that.
And it's just normal for you.
Exactly. Okay, so who knows what? So Max, you said you know nothing.
I read the article about the stuff, but I didn't watch the panel itself. It was like an hour long.
Okay, so Tiki, you're slightly informed. So we have mostly informed, slightly informed, and then you, Max and Z, you guys are not informed.
We got through a third of the list on that article.
Okay, and Max is probably doing homework as he speaks right now. So
Homework now. I'm trying to figure out how much it's going to cost me because Z is pretty sold on it, so it's apparently going to cost me money.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, yeah. So there's actually quite a bit of information that they talked about that we'll sort of. I made a big list that I want to talk about. So basically, at the very beginning, they talk about there just being tons of quests and that it's very similar to the Fallout experience we all know and love. So a lot of people are wondering like what is sort of the core of this game going to be. To me, that means it's going to be just a lot of questing, but instead of Preston Garvey with you, you'll have 3 friends who are, you know, occupying their own characters.
Me and Ike.
Yeah, it's going to be like a classic Fallout experience with friends, and that's, you know, that's exactly what I want out of this game. I don't want to say I don't want to, you know, I don't want the traditional Fallout experience. I do, but I want it with friends, and that's what I think they just need to be a little clearer in their marketing on what this game is. But it's hard for them. This is their first multiplayer game, and I have a feeling that this game has the potential, like it can definitely flop, but this also could be a game changer in my opinion. This could be its own kind of game that sort of revolutionizes the co-op online multiplayer PvP market. What do you guys think?
I want to see actual like gameplay to actually see if they achieve that goal. But if that's the goal, that's been what I've wanted from Skyrim for so long. Is just a simple like added player. Like I want to be able to play 2-player in Skyrim and have it feel like the game. So I hope that their intentions of making it so that it feels like the regular game, but just with friends, is actually what happens.
Yeah.
And I would like to see some like gameplay footage to see that.
Absolutely agreed.
I certainly don't think it'll feel more like Skyrim. It's gonna be its own thing.
It's going to be a
Or what you like to
multiplayer
see.
version of Fallout.
Yeah, I mean, I think we all have to expect, you know, there aren't going to be any NPCs there aren't going to be any like human NPCs. So I don't think we should expect to be reading. There shouldn't be quest text. Like, you know, you pick up a quest in WoW, you go to a quest giver in Skyrim or Fallout. They kind of tell you your story. There's some back and forth dialogue, and then you go do your thing. I imagine that's going to be very minimal. That'll probably just be between robots and logbooks and holotapes and stuff like that. So, you know, that's sort of where this game isn't going to be the traditional Bethesda RPG. Like, there's not going to be a lot of in-text storytelling. And I'm sort of okay with that, because to me, Bethesda's always been the strongest at environmental storytelling, at exploration storytelling, at these sort of more organic, out in the open world ways to telling a story. I don't know if this is a big position to take, but like Fallout 3's story wasn't particularly compelling. Neither was Skyrim's, neither was Fallout 4. But that's sort of not really what drove those games anyways.
Right. Like you could play all 3 of those games and not really like do the main story, much like my experience, and still enjoy the hell out of them.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, especially for Skyrim, like you can legit, like, especially if you mod it nowadays, so you have the, you can change like the starting events. Like you can legit just play that game as not even the Dragonborn, and it's just as legit. Like it has a main story to follow, but who gives a shit?
I'm still to this day, I have not completed the main story.
Oh my god. I was just gonna say, last year I god mode and did the whole thing, just the storyline all the way through, and it was a little bit of a anticlimax.
Yeah.
I still haven't done it, but
you know what though? If you beat it, like, I pretty much completed the whole game before I finished the main story. So including the DLCs, and like once I went and killed Alduin, I was so powered up that I like killed him in 3 hits. So it was anticlimactic in that regard too. So
I just checked my time. I played 168 hours of Skyrim, which probably nowhere near as much as you guys have. But still, like
that's still 160 hours.
Yeah.
I have no idea how much time I've played because most of it was on a cracked version. I have it legit now,
You motherfucker.
and I probably have about that much. I know, but I bought it legit, so it doesn't matter.
You're poor, okay? God.
Next time on Skyrim Talk. Okay, all right. Getting back to Fallout 76. So yeah, that was sort of the what they opened off with, which you know, again, it's sort of just developers selling their game. We haven't seen a lot of gameplay, like Saya said, so all of this needs to be taken with a grain of salt. But I like what they're saying. Character creation, they showed off a really quick bunch of presets in the character, like opening character creation scene. They have like an emote wheel, which I don't particularly give a shit about, but I mean, it will be cool. Like the 4 of us are playing, we kill a boss, and then we make an emote, and that's the thumbnail for this video. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, that didn't tickle my fancy too much. What they did say is that your characters are 100% customizable down to the sex, the hair, the eyes, down to everything throughout the entire game. So if you start playing and you're like Zaya.
Whoa.
What's up?
So it's 100% customizable down to the sex. So
Yes.
I can make
I was
a dude with an acorn dick.
an acorn dick, yes.
Oh my god.
What I was about to say is you can be like Zaya in Payday. You can start off a giant Scottish woman and you can end as shorter Mexican man.
So wait, I can change my hair all the time.
Change your hair all the time. You can change your sex all the time. You can change everything at any time.
Oh
No, I don't.
my god, this appeals to me.
Yeah, so
much.
I obviously don't know where. I'm guessing in your camp there'll be something where you can do that, or back at Fallout 76. But yeah, they made it very clear that your character is 100% customizable at any time.
Yes, please, yes.
Yes. Oh, I haven't played WoW in a long time, but yeah, for WoW you could never change your. Although I don't know. Well, yeah, you'd have to pay to change all that shit, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah, you'd have to pay like over
Motherfuckers.
as much or more than a monthly subscription to change that shit.
Yeah, at least $10 if I remember correctly.
It depends, actually. You could actually go to a barber and change your hair
Yeah,
and certain things. But if you wanted to change your race or your sex, you'd have to pay like $15 or $20.
Did they mention like a price for this game?
Oh, so this game is $60, but
No, I mean the change. Sorry.
Let's play some in-game gold, some caps.
I didn't remember them mentioning that. I wouldn't be surprised if it was caps. There's no money changing hands between you and Bethesda to do any of that. Oh, there might be an in-game fee just because. I mean, I don't even know why they would do that. If you're going to be 100% customizable, then
The only reason to do it would be to add a gold sink into the game to make it so there's just something to spend money on.
yeah, perhaps. Okay, all right. Let's not get too bogged down in that shit because we got a lot to talk about. Okay, so some of the leveling they showed off was pretty much at level 1. All your special skills or special stats are at 1. And when you level, you get 1 point of a special stat to spend wherever you want. And then, so once you spend that special stat, you then can pick a perk within all these special trees. And you don't have to pick from the special that you raised, if that makes sense. So you can raise strength to 2, but then you can go pick a intelligence perk if you want. You can go pick an agility perk. Most people, obviously, if you're going to raise strength to 2, that means you're probably going to be focusing on that. So you're probably going to pick a perk in the strength tree. But that's how that works. And the level cap for specials is 50. So after level 50, you cannot raise your specials anymore, but you can keep leveling and getting perk cards. Every perk card has like a value. So say level 1, they showed off a perk card that said that was a gladiator, and it does 10% increase to one-handed damage. So say your strength is 7, you can put now, I may be getting this wrong, but this is how I understood it as presented in this video. You can get up to like 7 points of strength cards in your strength special attribute. So say Gladiator 1 costs 1. There might be, I'm just bullshitting a name right now. Say like Bruiser. I don't know what Bruiser does. Say Bruiser increases your melee damage by 50% across the board. Bruiser costs 4. So you could have Bruiser in there, then you have Gladiator 1, and that totals 5. So then you can have 2 more strength perk cards for if you have a strength of 7. Does that make sense?
I get you.
That seems to be how their
Yeah.
leveling / perk card system works. And obviously,
That's if your strength is 7. So if you get your strength up to 8, you can then have 8 cards. Is that what you're
Yes.
saying?
well,
Okay.
you can have
8
as many
worth.
cards, but it has to total your attribute level. And I don't.
That's how your special stats work.
Yes. And your special stats level in sync with your actual level up to level 50. So at level 50, you can have 50 special points distributed however you want. So let's see, special is...
Can you move them around anytime?
I think you can... This is they didn't
You can-
explicitly say this, but I think
They
you can
said
move
that
them
you
around
can
at
do
will.
you can do it with the perks, is what I read. You can choose your perks at any point, like change the perks around.
But if you can change your stats at any point, and we don't have a set build, like we don't have a set, like if you're a hunter, you have to be a hunter. Like if you can, I'm a hunter right now, but I might switch my stats to be strength tomorrow and try being a warrior. I have a shield up that's really badass I picked up. Reminds me of Guild Wars 1, which is a really badass thing that you could like switch your stats around so much and switch your builds. Be like, just, oh, I want to try healing now, and just switch to that instead of having to level a character up again or
Yeah. I
gear 'em
don't...
out again or whatever.
I don't remember if they explicitly said that you could do it on the fly or if there might be like a respec station, but they did talk about being very fluid with how you build your character, and they don't want you to have to create a new character for that reason. They want you, if you can create a new character on your own
story.
for whatever reason you want, but they don't want it to be because you feel compelled to play different roles.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's awesome.
Yeah, so
I like that.
so you get 50 special points. So I think what is special? Special 7. So if you were going to put 10 in each, obviously you wouldn't be able to, so this sort of makes you specialize yourself depending on what you want to do that day. It's an interesting way to allow the player to min-max as they see fit, and on a daily basis too. Like they were talking about how some days when they're going out and they're doing PvE stuff with the party, that they want they're gonna pick stuff that is better working in a party, whereas if you're playing by yourself, you're gonna go more like Lone Wanderer stuff. Like Lone Wanderer is its own perk. I think it's in Charisma that increases everything if you're playing solo. Yeah, it's really just gives the player choice on how they want to play, depending on how they're playing. How they want to play depending on how they're playing. Does that make sense? I feel like that's like a double negative.
Yeah, no, it works. How you want your character to play while you're playing the game.
Okay. I'm not crazy.
You're crazy. I'm not. No, I'm not.
So in terms of like what do I think about this? I think the way they're doing it, I'm okay with. I don't know if did you guys play Mass Effect Andromeda?
No.
Yeah, no. Okay.
Oh no, I wanted to.
Yeah, I mean it was a lot of fun. I liked it, but the way that their leveling system worked was through just complete RNG character like cards. So like you'd have a card like that would be Soldier level 1, and the only way to get Soldier level 2 is if you got lucky and you got like the Soldier level 2 card in a card pack that you would get from completing a mission. Or buying with money, you fuck. What the fuck was it? I was gonna say something about microtransactions. Oh yeah, there are no microtransactions in this game. There's like a big rumor going around that these perk cards, one of the ways you can get them is with real money. That's not true. Now, was that the original intent and they saw other games and they said, let's pull out that because people will fucking hate it? Maybe. Maybe this is a layover from microtransaction shenanigans I had planned, but as of right now, that's not how this works. So perk cards are just a random reward you get every 5 levels.
God, I hope it stays that way.
Yeah, me too.
I would rather pay a small subscription fees than have microtransactions.
Agreed.
It'll end up being like loot boxes, like they have in every other game.
Or cosmetic shit, skins.
Mhm.
That seems to be the most successful microtransaction thing.
I haven't seen any real talk of or at least there wasn't a lot of talk of microtransactions in this. I haven't really seen that talk of microtransactions in general. So let's hope they
They're probably avoiding it.
Yeah,
Very
should.
tactically.
As they should,
If
yeah.
there's no talk about it, then it's gonna probably happen. It's very tactically like not talked about.
Yeah, so like like I said, level 50 is the soft level cap, but you can keep leveling afterwards. You just won't be getting special stats anymore. But every time you level, you'll get to choose a new perk. Every 5 levels, you get your perk cards.
Wait, I have a question.
What's up?
Do we know what the classes are?
There are no
Or
classes.
is it just like you kind of create your class via perk cards?
Yep, it's
Okay.
It looks like it's functioning similar to Fallout 4 in the sense that you don't designate a class at the beginning. You build yourself into your own class, really, based on the perk cards
great.
you choose. So,
Cool.
like if one of us is going to go a sniper build, and the other one goes a melee build, and Tiki goes his medic charisma build, and Zaya, I don't know what build you would want to do, Zaya.
Turrets? Oh my god, you guys, this is my children. They're beautiful.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
what, dude? Oh, Jesus.
I love them.
They are pretty beautiful. If you go turrets build, yes. So, like, obviously, if one of us is going to go sniper build, we're going to want perception and agility. If one of us is going to go, like, a melee bruiser build, we're going to want strength and endurance. If one of us is going to go a medic leader build, they're going to want charisma and intelligence. So, we are going to find ways to sort of make soft classes based on the perk cards we pick, and that will reflect in the
The way we allocate our points?
yeah, the way we
Our special
allocate our
points?
special points. So that will sort of be the class system, but yeah, there's no official class system.
Be great if they had like savable builds.
I hope so.
Oh man, that'd be awesome. If it doesn't happen immediately, it'll probably eventually happen.
Although Tiki and Zaya, you two will just switch every weapon, won't you? You won't even use the
Individually.
profiles.
One day you guys will learn how profiles work. But until that day, I will sit here and weep and watch you change one item at a time.
Yeah.
You won't even use the fucking profiles.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Go
I
to
use
the
them.
game and make some profiles.
Ixnay on the A day. Wait.
That was pretty good. Yeah, so do you guys have any questions on the leveling system? Yeah, it's still a little vague. I think it's gonna be one of those things where like once we see it and experience it in the beta and in the actual game, it'll make more sense. Yeah.
So 50 levels, it's going to be full special. What is special? Strength, perception,
Endurance.
intelligence, agility,
We're jumping out of
luck,
order, but yeah.
SP, E, O.
He's an engineer, he doesn't spell very well.
Yes. Strength,
Give me some
perception,
numbers. Man.
endurance, charisma, intelligence, agility, luck.
So anybody that shoots a gun will end up wanting perception.
Yeah, if you're leaning towards a gun build, then yeah, you're probably gonna want perception.
But at the same time, you have 50 levels. That means 50 points in the special. So at some point, like 10 points into any one thing is likely enough for at least a side point, like a side. Like 15 probably for a main. So if your main thing is shooting a sniper rifle, 15 is probably the most you'd want to put into one, right?
Yeah. I have a feeling 2 attributes are going to be pretty vital depending on however you want to play. Like again, if one of us wants to do like a melee build, that's going to be strength, endurance, and agility,
endurance, yeah.
probably. Like those are going to be the ones you want high up there. Yeah. Do you need high perception if you're just running in there with a sledgehammer? Probably not. Do you need high intelligence if you're just going to be running in there with a sledgehammer? Probably not. That's why you're running in there with a sledgehammer.
Here's another question about special. Have they said anything about crafting and things and stuff like that being attached to special at all? So like if you want to build stuff and build your own gun or something, do you have to be high in intelligence?
Being attached to special, they did not say, but they do bring up crafting quite a bit. You know, I think crafting both in the building of the camp and then in like crafting your own particular weapons. I think I think crafting is going to play a big role in this game.
Cool. I'm down for that.
Yeah, and so I imagine that would probably be intelligence, perception. So yeah, in terms of like how, not that we want to tell you how to play Tiki, but like yeah, what it like. So one of the questions was how does charisma work in this game? Since there are no NPCs, there are no like NPCs that give quests and to really interact with, have big story dialogues with. So charisma in this game is going to enhance the rest of the group basically. And it'll probably, if I just had to speculate, it'll probably, like say you have a shop or something, a robot shop, it'll probably affect that too. But it's primarily going to enhance the rest of your group. So yeah, like Tiki, how are you going to play? I wouldn't be surprised if you went like a high charisma, high intelligence build. You're like the medic who's sort of back a little bit yelling at us like, hey, look at that thing over there.
That's how I would do it in real life too.
Yeah.
See, and that might be a good role to have someone with a sniper rifle on too.
Yep.
If you have enough skill points for it, you could go with some perception and get a sniper rifle. Maybe you'll shoot us less if you have a sniper rifle.
Says the guy who like
What?
purposefully does it.
What?
Wait, Max purposely
I never-
shoots us?
I never fucking
It was the
killed Porto.
intro to your Left 4 Dead series for
I
a
never
long
killed
time.
Porto.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah, you're right. You're a piece of shit. I will
Oh my
remember
God.
that.
Wait, what happened?
I was just gonna put him down once so he'd res with more health. And he just died. It's
Motherfucker.
legit.
Okay, beta and support. Yeah, so they pretty much admitted that the beta in October is a stress test. Yeah, they said Todd Howard was saying he expects this game to like break quite a bit during the beta stage, so to not be surprised there. This is their first multiplayer game. But yeah, that sort of goes in line with what we were saying, you know, in the last video. That yeah, this is a stress test. This isn't really to find a lot of bugs, you know what I mean? This is to see how people interact with each other, see how their servers
Handle the load.
Whoa.
Whoa. And then yeah, Todd Howard was saying that they plan to support this game for up, you know, he said 50 years, but that was obviously a joke, but he was saying 2, 5, 10 years from now that they plan to keep supporting this game, which makes me sad because that means that Fallout 5 is not coming for 10 years or more. But whatever. I'll play Fallout 5 when my kids are going to high school, whatever. I don't give a fuck. My unborn children. Okay.
Why is Fallout 5? Why does Fallout 5 excite you so much?
What?
Why does Fallout 5 excite you so much?
Because it'd be the next Fallout, and that'd be awesome.
That's what. This is the next Fallout.
But he doesn't want to be stuck with this Fallout for 10 years, is what he's saying. He's gonna want.
No,
that
I'm
new-
saying I am okay with being stuck with this Fallout for 10 plus years because they still have to do Starfield, they still have to do Elder Scrolls 6. So yeah, the next Fallout 5 is no joke, probably going to be 15 years from now. So
It's probably 5 years.
Fallout
And
5?
really-
The expansion is
Yeah.
probably 5 years out.
From this?
Yeah, the expansion to this.
No.
Yeah.
Max,
No, definitely
Fallout
not.
5 is not coming for 10 years closest. Fallout 3 was 10 years ago.
10 years on. 5 years.
Max, you're insane. You know what you're talking about.
I know. He's just trying to get under your skin.
It's weird though, because like he's just like wrong on the facts, so I can't even be mad. I just feel sad. All right.
Just move on.
Just moving on. So they talked about PvP quite a bit in this video, which I think is gonna allay. Is that right? Allay? Assuage?
Yeah.
Whatever that word is.
Oh, we're fine.
So basically, they want both PvP and PvP elements, but this seems like they want an element of danger without griefing. So the way PvP works is if you shoot someone, you only do a small amount of damage, and this is kind of like a duel challenge. Think WoW, where you hit duel and you drop the flag, right? But it does do a little bit of damage, and the way the other person accepts the duel is they start shooting at you, and then weapons do full damage, and the game looks at that as like an accepted PvP scenario, where it's two consenting players agreeing to fight. So they were calling this slapping. So you can apparently slap a player to death, if you will, and if you do that, you become a wanted murderer. So basically, if you duel and it's consensual, the winning party gets caps and experience. The losing party can opt to seek revenge, which gives them bonus caps and experience if they win, or just respawn in another server or respawn somewhere else. But if you kill someone without them consenting, so you become a wanted murderer, you don't get any rewards. You don't get any caps, you don't get EXP, and other players become incentivized to kill you because you now have a bounty on your head. The bounty, they said, appears as a red star. Everyone you can see on the map either way, but like the red star, it's like a red zone around you, so everyone will be able to see like exactly where you are on the map. And you'll have a bounty over your head that other players can collect. And murderers can no longer see other players on the minimap, so you can't like start hunting people. You know what I mean?
I love this. Do you lose the wanted once you get killed by someone?
I believe so. Again, this is something I didn't explicitly state, but I believe, yeah, once someone collects the bounty on your head, you go back to normal.
See, the thing is, though, it didn't do anything for Grand Theft Auto when they put bounties and stuff in their game. So is it going to incentivize people really not to be dicks?
What do you mean it didn't do anything?
It seems like people don't even care about the bounties in that game because everyone has so much money and everything. It just doesn't matter.
Oh,
well,
okay.
that's not the same.
Yeah, so in this game, by the way, so the bounty that goes on your head cuts into your own caps. So when someone does kill you and collect the bounty on you, they're getting some of your actual money. So
Okay,
yeah,
so-
if someone has 1 million caps and the penalty is only a couple thousand caps, then yeah, obviously rich people are going to have rich people are going to have it easier. Surprise, surprise. This is when game imitates reality. But maybe if it's a percentage, I don't know how that would work. Obviously we haven't quite seen this in action yet, especially with hackers. That's obviously going to present a problem for a system like this. But generally speaking,
yeah, and if it's a percentage, and you can always get around it because, like, oh, there's Guild Bank. I can just throw all my money in the Guild Bank or whatever stupid like that.
yeah, right. So this is like Zaya was saying. I think it's a really good idea. It'll probably have some fine tuning when it actually comes out and goes live. And
I think it'd be really fun.
yeah, and Todd Howard was saying it was a way that they, what do you say, turning assholes into interesting content. I think that's the exact quote.
I like that he just outright calls them assholes.
Yeah.
It feels so good though if we like saw a red star on the map and we were like, you know what,
Let's go
fuck
get
this
him.
guy. We go hunt him down and then he murders us all because he's so overpowered. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it'd just be really cool to take down someone who
Yeah,
is a
Episode of
challenge
South Park,
or something.
Sort of 1,000 truths.
yeah.
Got
So
it.
one of the other things that going off that a little bit, Zaya, they were saying that damage between players is normalized relatively. So a level 50 and a level, not a level 1, but like a level 10 can sort of fight each other. So their damage is normalized so that it's not such, because otherwise, yeah, a level 100 say in power armor, the laser rifle is going to smoke a level 10 in like leather armor and a crowbar, right? So, but I guess they've normalized that damage a little bit to where it can be kind of competitive, but the higher gear, higher level still has an advantage. Again, that's another
Yeah.
thing that sounds really good on paper. We'll definitely have to sort of see it in action.
Well, okay. So Guild Wars 2 has a similar mechanic where you go into like a level 10 area, and even if you're level 50, you get scaled to a level 10 like base stats.
Mm-hmm.
But then all your gear, like you still get your gear buffs as they're different. And all the skills that you've unlocked, of course.
Yeah.
So a person who's 50 like might still have all their gear, but just have it buffing stats that's, you know, leveled to the level 10.
Yeah.
Or vice versa. But I think it works out really well in Guild Wars 2. I really like it, so.
Yeah, no, again, Max, you brought up some really good points. I think it's something that's going to have to be worked on and will need fine tuning. But yeah, it's a great way that people, you know, if someone's role playing as a villain, as an asshole, they should look at this as like the challenge of being an asshole, right? Because, or at least I think that's the best way to look at it, you know, because if you're just trying to be a toxic asshole, then I don't know if it's going to really work out that well for you. You're going to end up killing people that don't want to be killed, and then you're always going to be in a scenario on a server where everyone is incentivized to kill you. So it really just seems to me like Bethesda's way of trying to make this game not be PvP and griefing, which is really what I want. You know, if I want to play a PvP shooter, I'm going to go play some other PvP shooter, right? I don't want to play Fallout for that.
Exactly.
We'll find ourselves in some situations, I'm sure, where we opt into PvP and it's great. But I like that mostly opt in, and that if you're being griefed, that griefer is punished in sort of an organic, natural, in-game way, as opposed to them just like going in timeout.
Like having a debuff that just takes off in 10 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Like it becomes a way to create, what's that fucking word? It starts with an E. Emergent content. There you go. Emergent gameplay from assholes.
Yeah, right. You're just walking along, and all of a sudden, hey, let's stop this to go kill that murderer guy.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be that. I would love doing that. Sneaking. I don't know if you guys knew this. This is sort of old news, but they brought it up briefly. Like, if you sneak, you disappear off the world minimap. So, if you never want to be seen on the minimap, we're going to be sneaking around everywhere, because otherwise, yeah, people. Now, I don't know if the minimap is going to be showing like exact icons, or if they're going to show like player movement in this area. It seems to me like they kind of have an area system so that you don't know exactly where people are unless they're wanted murderers. Let's see, PvP doesn't start until level 5, so you don't have to worry about walking out of Vault 76 into a bunch of turret fire. Apparently that's what was happening in like their in-house alpha, is that PvP was turned on right away, and so everyone would just build up their camps with turrets right outside the base, and then
Oh my god.
which sounds hilarious, but I understand why you wouldn't want that to be someone's first experience playing your game. You can ignore and block players. Ignored players can't find you on the map, or can't see you on the map and can't interact with you in any way. So one of the things that they said was unless they can find you. So to me, that if you're ignoring or blocking someone, to me that means you don't want to have anything to do with them. So that I think you have to leave the session for you to never be grouped with them again. I don't think you can ignore and block someone in your current server and they'll be gone forever. They'll have a lot harder time finding you. That's another good way to deal with griefing, because again, all this comes down to just people not wanting to deal with griefing, right?
Right.
So real talk, how big is this map?
They say the map is 4 times as big as Fallout 4's map.
Oh wow, that's decent.
Yeah, and I think you know, why don't I just look this up? Size of Fallout 4 map. I think it's 30 square miles. Okay, no, Fallout 4's map, 4 square miles. Wow, I was off quite a bit. Okay, so it's what, 16 square miles? So that's not bad. That's not bad.
I have no idea how to relate in-game dimensions to actual dimension, so.
Okay, Skyrim is about 14 square miles.
Okay.
So this will be a little bigger than Skyrim.
That's really decent then.
Yeah,
That's bigger than I was expecting.
For up to 32 players on one map. They keep saying it's going to be hard to run into people. I think it's going to be a lot easier to run into people than they're leading on, but I think that's
It
still
should be
enough.
16 player. It should be cut in half if you want. Rarely.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Again, that's another thing that might have a lot of fine tuning. You know, maybe 32 is too many for 16 square miles, but I think it'll feel okay. It'll feel all right. What else? There's pacifist mode, so you can check pacifist mode, and your bullets will not trigger duels. Now, other people can still slap you to death, but you won't be like fighting a monster and then someone else jumps in front of your bullets, and then you have just by accident triggered a duel against them, and now you're fighting. You know what I mean? So if you don't ever want to partake in PvP consensually, then you will just turn pacifist mode on.
That's
Makes
cute.
sense.
Do you guys have any questions as right now? Any questions, concerns, thoughts?
I'm just excited. I'm ready to get in there and do it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So when you die, you drop junk. You don't actually drop any, you never lose your armor or weapons that you're using, either when you're killed by creeps or by players. All you lose is the junk on you. Unless, of course, you're a wanted murderer, then you'll lose some of your caps if someone claims a bounty on you. But junk is used to upgrade your camp, and used to craft gear and all that. So it's an important resource without it being your vital resources that you're using at any given moment, you know?
Yeah, I think that's good because I was excited to hear that, but I started to think about it more. I'm like, building my area is really fun and important to me, so it's still gonna be something I want to go back and get.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that they were saying is that depending on where you died and how much junk you had on you, it is going to be a choice like, oh shit, should I go back and get my 1,100 pieces of junk, or did I just start today and I was only out there for 20 minutes, so it's not worth going all the way back to where I was. So
are they implying that we can have like a place to store it then?
yeah, apparently there's going to be a bunch of caches around the map that are sort of connected. I don't know if they're connected. That's sort of, I guess that's me just speculating right there, but I imagine they'd all be connected to some sort of like you know in Fallout 4, I guess Zaya and Tiki, where like your workbench was a shared system. If you
Yeah, if
level it
you
up
hook
enough.
them up, yeah.
Yeah. I imagine it'll be sort of like that. But yeah, if you haven't put it in the cache yet, you hadn't brought it back to your camp, then yeah, you would lose it if you died. Respawning, you can fast travel anywhere once you've explored it. You can choose to respawn at like certain hubs for caps, like for a cap fee, or you can spawn at Vault 76 for free. I think you can spawn at your camp for free as well. Don't quote me on that, but yeah, you can spawn at Vault 76 for free. Everywhere else you get a cap tax. Death tax. What else? Nukes can damage / destroy your camp.
So, if you nuke an area outside your base and you realize that it's too hard for you right now, can you log out of the server and log back in and that area will be reset?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Is that what they're implying? Like the areas will reset after some period of time?
Yeah.
Or like
yeah.
you're gonna nuke an area and then it's gonna be like forever change in your server?
No. The nuked area will revert back eventually. Yeah, the nuking of the area only lasts for a set amount of time on that server. So yeah, you could probably nuke an area and be like, oh shit, I can't do this. You could probably log out and then, yeah, there is no way. There doesn't seem to be any way to search for servers. So, but you'd probably log back in, and odds are you'd find a new server where that zone was not nuked. But even whatever server that nuked zone is on will revert back eventually. I think they talked about that in the no clip video a couple months back. Let's see, communication. There's an emote wheel, which we've probably seen in marketing for this game. There's voice chat between teammates. Not that matters for us. We're probably going to be in Discord. There's area-based voice chat for strangers, so we are probably going to want to like turn that on, so when we're playing, we can be like, friendlies, show us your hands, and then shit can devolve. You know what I mean? So that's a good option, I think. Although a lot of people probably will avoid that, but because yeah, they want all the interactions between interactions between humans in this game to be between players. So it makes sense that they're gonna have an area-based voice chat, which apparently you can mute. You can choose to mute if you don't want to deal with that at all. You want to just deal with emotes and stuff, but that will be a part of the game. Let's see here. You guys have any questions? I'm just like steamroll. I'm just going through this shit.
So you're saying no NPCs at all? Like not even in our bases we'll have like NPCs that do like work for us?
There's no.
There will only be turrets and stuff that we can build.
I do remember them saying something about robots or something that manage your base, but like there are. I don't want to say zero because there might be like one or two for like the main story, but like they pretty much want no human NPCs in this game. So. What does that mean? There are going to be a shitload of creatures. There's going to be super mutants. Super mutants can kind of talk. Maybe there's some super mutants that give you a quest or whatever. There's going to be the Scorched, which are feral ghouls. Like they're the people that were outside when the bombs landed only 20 or so years ago. So they're like they can still use guns. So those are going to sort of replace your raider faction. So you are going to have gunplay with creeps. So it's not just going to be gunplay between players, which is one thing I was worried about quite a bit. But so the Scorched are sort of replacing the Raider faction. But yeah, all interactions between human-looking people are supposed to be actual players.
Does that answer your question, sexy?
He says yes.
Okay, cool.
Also, it just doesn't make sense, I guess, lore-wise, that there would be NPCs out. Like, there's not going to be a merchant. Oh, wait, can you go back to the vault that you exit?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And so, yeah, you're right. There aren't really going to be merchants. And one of the things, Tiki, I know you were talking about was being a merchant. Like, they want players to sort of fill in the gaps that would otherwise be filled in by NPCs. Now, are there probably going to be like a merchant back at the vault that you can talk to, like a robot merchant, or might there be some NPC merchant in the game? Probably. But they want a lot of that to be, a lot of those roles to be filled by players.
Are they also implying then that every person in the vault was a player character?
Yep.
That's kind of cool.
Yep. So any human you see running around out in West Virginia is another player. That's what they want to be going through your head.
And they all came from the same vault that you came from.
Yep. Other than the Scorched, which again they're going to be feral ghouls. All
that stuff.
So they'll have guns. They'll be running upright and stuff, but they'll look obviously like feral ghouls. Yeah, every human you see is another person, another playing character.
One last question.
Sure.
How long will it take for me to stop getting the West Virginia song stuck in my head?
Oh, forever.
West Virginia,
That's in there.
country mama.
Take me home, take me home.
No, that's in there for life. Yeah, it's a good song though. There are worse songs to be stuck.
Oh yeah, but every time the word West Virginia is said.
That's okay. There are worse things West Virginia could be known for.
Like fucking cousins.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So VATS is no longer going to be slow. It's going to be all real time, and VATS is going to be like the baseline VATS is going to be just targeting the player, and then targeting specific body parts is going to be a specific perk card. So that's if you're going to be building like a VATS sniper, that's what you'd be looking for. And yeah, accuracy likely is going to be increased by perception. So that's sort of what we were talking about earlier, Max, going like a sniper build. Yeah, it makes sense. You know, you can't slow time in a real time game with other people. Surprise, surprise. Time doesn't work that way.
How will you play the game if you can't slow down time?
How
I've seen your playthroughs.
Yeah,
Or the way you play.
How are we gonna play the game without putting mods on it?
Yeah, right.
That's a better question.
Todd Howard was very explicit, saying that they do intend to have mod support at some point, not at launch because they're going to be dealing with a bunch of other stuff, but they did say they're 100% committed to solving the mod problem, and a lot of that's probably going to come forward once they allow private servers. They did talk about private servers at the end of this, so a lot of people were sort of worried that was going to be something that got shuffled under the rug and just disappeared, or mods would only be available through Creation Club on the Bethesda store. Doesn't seem like that's the case. You know, we'll have to hold them to that. But mods seem like they're a thing, and they seem like they're very aware that part of the longevity of these games, you know, of Bethesda games, is the active modding community. So it seems like they're willing to support that, even if it's not quite at launch.
It's free to them. It's like, oh, if we can just adjust things a little bit, then the people that are playing the game will make the game better, and it'll make us look better.
Exactly, yeah.
It's like win-win-win.
Win-win-win. You nailed it. Yeah, and the last thing that they really talked about were radio stations. There's going to be a bunch of licensed music, a bunch of radio stations that we can tune into, a bunch of random, bizarre, old 40s music. So if you're looking for your 40s classic, not quite classical music, but what's that era? Like that
swing, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, 20s to 50s swing, old timey music. If you're looking for that fix, you're going to get it. Don't get it.
Gimme.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys have any holistic thoughts on everything? I know Tiki, you're just like, I'm
Holistic.
ready.
Oh my
His
gosh,
dick-
I'm so ready.
His dick is breaking a hole in his desk.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna again, Zay and Max, your hesitation is wise. I'm sort of a Fallout slave at this point. I'm all in on anything they make. I understand why you guys are a little more hesitant. Yeah, they haven't really released a lot of gameplay. It seems like it's hard for them to sort of describe what exactly this game is, but I think the reason for that is because this game is sort of its own thing. Like, it's not quite, I think, again, does this have the potential to flop, to be just some sort of like mess that doesn't work in any way? Absolutely. But it also has the potential to be like its own genre defining thing. And I really hope Bethesda both makes it that and the fan base gives it the opportunity to be that. Because yeah, it could suck. Sure, it could suck. We'll say it sucks, but it could also be really fun.
I think it's gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be great.
That's Tiki's note card tonight. I think it's gonna be great.
No, I think it's gonna be great because it is so different, and they have the opportunity to refine it. And I'm sure that they've played around with it enough while they were developing that they kind of know what they're getting into. They've hashed out a lot of the problems that they've experienced already.
Mm-hmm.
So, and if they haven't hashed out those problems, they have the ability to kind of change things around as they need to.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't even think that it's going to be even an issue.
Yeah, I'm a little like still in the dark on how the leveling system is going to work. I think that's going to be something that we're going to have to experience to sort of, get a full grasp on. But hearing all the talk about PvP in this during the panel, what's the opposite of disheartened? Would it just be heartened? heartened me.
It was encouraging.
It was encouraging because I am not going to play this game like as a PvP game, but I do think it'll be cool every time we see other players be like, oh shit, are they friendly? Are they not friendly? And I want the tilt to be towards friendly, to be more towards cooperative, but I do think the PvP element is going to be really interesting and unique and fun, but also not the primary focus. And it seems like all these mechanisms they have in place are setting it up so that this game is mostly a cooperative experience, but you can delve into PvP if both parties decide to. Or if you decide to be an asshole, then you have to deal with being an asshole.
I'm excited to see how that works. Ultimately, I have no reason to be skeptical of Bethesda right now because it's, they make good shit. But it is just like this is hype season, so.
Of course, yeah. No, you guys are a good counterbalance because I'm balls deep now. It's too late. I can't get out. My balls are stuck. Butthole's shut. But you guys can sort of look at it with your hands still out. Shit.
Yep.
Well, that's all I got. You guys got anything else?
I want to actually be a turret build.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about turrets, so don't hold your breath on
Damn
that.
it! I can't play then.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
that's the line. That's the straw. No turrets. Zaya's out. Shit.
Deuce.
Tiki Taco, man, you got anything else? It's gonna be good.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be good. I'm ready.
Are your pants off?
Dude, you know me, I don't wear pants.
Okay, so you are ready. Okay. Maxi Vag? Anything else?
When does the beta start again? It's like October or something, right?
Yeah, it's in October. There's no official October date, but I think it's. I think Xbox One's gonna get it probably at the beginning of October. Everyone else probably mid to the end of October. If I had to guess, yeah, see.
So I have like a month and a half-ish to order this and get it on sale.
Yep.
So I think I can only get on sale if I pre-order it.
Oh.
That's the motivation to pre-order it then.
Man, you are
If I'm
so.
gonna pre-order it, then I might as well pre-order it before the beta starts so I can get it on the beta.
Truth.
Tacticals.
You are so balancing on this fence that you're walking on right now. It's really impressive. Just jump. Just jump. Z, anything else? Any closing thoughts?
Will I be able to place little knickknacks on a base?
I don't know. They actually haven't showed a lot of camp building stuff.
They haven't showed a lot.
Yeah, they really haven't shown
They
a
have
lot
a
of
lot more
gameplay.
to show.
That is a big complaint about this game right now. Is like there's not a lot of just like straight up here's 10 minutes of gameplay, here's 15 minutes of gameplay, here's base building gameplay, here's us killing the Grafton monster gameplay. Here's that's definitely a big critique of the game right now. So I agree. I hope they show more of that stuff going forward.
I bet you they will once they see like a trend and people talking about it less as the beta comes.
Yeah.
They're doing that thing. They're like reeling us in and like not fully pulling on the fish yet.
Yeah. Wool still over our eyes just a little bit. But I want it off. I want the veil off. I'm ready to get married. Wait, what?
You be married to this game now?
That's right. 10 years. All right, well, I guess we'll wrap it up there. This has been Take It Slow, Angry Porto, Clancy, too many goddamn nicknames, signing off with my boy Tiki Taco.
I didn't say much.
You didn't say much. Yeah, you're quiet. You're tired. Tired Sunday before work week. Always tired. Maxi Pad?
I don't know what
Maxi Pad?
Yeah. I'm still on the fence.
Still on the fence, and with Zaya Z. That's it.
Bye.
Bye. And yeah, more Fallout 76 content coming soon, guys. With Sleepy Tiki and Sleepy Max. Sleepy Co-op crew.
Hey, go fuck yourself.
All
I
right.
didn't even get mentioned, so.
What? Yes, you did.
No, you said Tiki and Max.
Yeah, because
I
they're
know
sleepy. You and I are not sleepy, Z. We're the voices of optimism and hope and courage.
Yeah.
Sleepy people over here trying to bring us down.
I take naps.
I can't take naps. If I take like significant naps, I can't go to bed at night.
Oh God. All right, we'll catch you guys next time. We're derailing.
Bye.
We're talking about naps now.
Take it slow.